So most commercial photographers, filmmakers, content creators want more higher paying dream clients, but the problem is 95% of them are focusing on selling the wrong thing. So if you take a look at the best brands in the world, they're actually not selling you a product or service, they're actually hacking your emotions to give you an unforgettable brand association. And in other words, they're the only option in your mind. I mean, think about it. As humans, we usually buy the name brand. Given the option between Coke and the true value brand, unless price is a factor, we're gonna go with the name brand every single time. So the question becomes, how can you create a magnetic brand that makes the rest of your competition irrelevant? And even more so, how can you apply these concepts to your photo or video business to attract higher quality, higher paying, and less hassle clients, aka your dream clients? So like I said, the best brands in the world actually don't sell you products or services, they tap into your emotions. So let me just show you a few examples of how this works in the real world. So Red Bull doesn't sell energy drinks, it sells youth, adventure, adrenaline. Coke doesn't sell pop, it actually sells happiness, connection, friendship. Gatorade, it doesn't sell a sports drink, it actually sells athletic achievement, hard work, and championships. Lamborghini doesn't sell cars, it sells status, luxury lifestyle, and success. Movement doesn't sell watches, it sells exploration, freedom, and adventure. And I don't sell photography, I sell amplified branding, connecting narratives, and accelerated sales. So can you see the difference? Hey, what's up? My name is Nash, and I'm a resort and brand photographer. I've been doing it for the last 5 years, worked with some of the biggest brands in the world, and now I'm helping content creators exactly like you build and scale their business to 10 to 30,000 a month plus. But you cannot do that if you don't first implement high-end branding, which is exactly what we're talking about in this video. So let's just imagine for a second that Red Bull didn't brand itself the way it does, and it just branded itself as an energy drink. So who would their target market be? What would they actually sell? And why would someone be compelled to buy Red Bull versus literally any other drink on the market, including 5-Hour Energy, Monster, or even Mountain Dew? So what I just talked about is the who, what, why framework. And when we take this who, what, why framework and we apply it to Red Bull, if they were just branding themselves as an energy drink company, you'd realize that they're not really all that different than the rest of the competition. And in fact, if they branded themselves that way, they probably wouldn't still be in business. So let's break it down. So who would their audience be? Well, basically anybody who needs energy, people who work long hours, students, entrepreneurs, athletes, moms with young kids, the list goes on. Basically anybody who needs energy. The next question is what would their marketing message be? It would basically just be drink this drink and you'll be more energized. And then lastly, why would someone be compelled to buy Red Bull versus literally anything else? Probably just comes down to price, availability, and personal preference. So in other words, they're competing in a highly saturated energy drink market with little to no distinguishing factors, and it would likely cause them to compete on price. Does that sound familiar? So if I were to guess, you're probably watching this video because you're a content creator, photographer, videographer who feels stuck because you're trying to sell your services in a highly saturated market. And in fact, I know this to be true because I've talked to thousands of creators, and the most common question I get is, how do you stand out in a saturated market? So in the same way that Red Bull is competing in a highly saturated market and has to uniquely position itself in order to grow its business, as content creators, we basically have to do the same thing. And this all boils down to the concept of branding, which is just how the public perceives you, or in our case, how a brand perceives us. So let's do that same who, what, why framework for the typical commercial photographer, filmmaker, content creator, and just see how it pans out. So who are they selling to? Basically anybody who's willing to pay them money for their content. I look at tons of creators' websites all the time, and I see a smorgasbord of just tons of different types of content that they shoot, and there's nothing really specific. What do they sell? Well, they basically just sell photography services or filmmaking services or just the service of content creation in general. And then why do they sell it? Well, in most cases, they don't really even know, or it's because they're just passionate about creative arts, or on the rare occasion, they might say we can drive engagement or reach for a brand. So based on those answers that probably are applicable to you, can you see why positioning yourself that way is extremely generic and you're just another option out of many other content creators that are out there? I mean, it's the same thing as Red Bull positioning itself on the shelf next to 5-Hour Energy and Mountain Dew and Monster and wondering why they can't compete in the energy drink market with no distinguishing factors, so therefore they have to compete on price. So then the question becomes, why does Red Bull's actual messaging work? So let's break it down. So who are they talking to? Well, extreme athlete, adrenaline junkies, people who generally push the limits of life. And do they have other people who buy their drink? Yeah, absolutely, but that's not their main advertising message. So then we get into what do they actually sell, because it's not just an energy drink, it's actually this concept of exhilarating experiences that are fueled by adrenaline and the thrill of adventure. And that what actually fuels their why, because Red Bull understands that their target market isn't just looking for an energy drink, they're actually craving something that fuels excitement, that allows them to break free from routine and ultimately gives them the thrill of adventure. I mean, just look at their ad campaigns. Red Bull gives you wings, right? All of their ad campaigns are specifically targeted to those 3 core desires of their audience. So by associating their brand with these emotions, Red Bull becomes way more than just an energy drink and becomes a symbol for people that are looking to live life to the fullest and embrace challenges and just never accept the ordinary. It is not just just a status symbol, it's actually a label of identity that Red Bull has intentionally placed on its community of loyal followers who align themselves with Red Bull's ethos of pursuing their passion and living life to the fullest. So in both cases, it's the same product. It's still just an energy drink on the shelf, right? But because they have messaged and positioned it a certain way, it's way more powerful how they currently do it than if they just positioned it as another energy drink. And when I talk about precision prospecting for content creators, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The first step is really finding exactly who you're talking to, which is the who. The next step is positioning your offer in a way that speaks to that who's core desire, which is the what, right? The offer is the what. And then lastly, giving them a compelling reason to do a deal with you as opposed to the rest of your competition, and basically make the rest irrelevant, which is the why. Why would someone go with you over literally anyone else? That is what precision prospecting is in a nutshell. And obviously this is going to be different for every content creator, so I can't really give examples for everybody, but what I can tell you is if you don't understand how to answer these questions, you're going to be stuck in an oversaturated market, competing on price and feeling overworked, underpaid, and burnt out, and ultimately you might just give up. So if you hear nothing else in this video, remember this: if you want to create a memorable and compelling brand, don't sell your service, don't sell photography, sell the emotion. I mean, truly, it's the difference between the true value brand versus Coca-Cola, and it's the difference between a freelancer who's working job to job and just spinning his wheels versus a creative business owner who has both time and financial freedom and can pick and choose the jobs that they want. So if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, that's literally exactly what I help my content creator clients do. I help creators exactly like you transition from being ignored and getting low budget projects to landing high-end, high-paid deals with your dream clients like Ritz-Carlton and Four Seasons. So if you're ready to stop being the true value creator who's just sitting there wondering why you can't land higher quality, higher paying clients, to the actual business owner who has total control over their lifestyle and the types of projects and budgets that they want to work with, then go ahead and click the link in the description below, book in a call with myself or a member of my team, and we'd love to chat with you about the Pay to Create program, where I literally teach you exactly how to do what we talked about in this video, as well as things like building out your offer, running sales calls, basically scaling and automating your entire business. So if that sounds like something that you need, go ahead and check the link in the description below, book in a call, and we would love to chat with you. Other than that, if you like this video, give it a massive thumbs up and check out the rest of the channel. Subscribe to the channel as well, because we got tons of videos about pricing, offers, how to run sales calls, like all the kinds of stuff that none of the other photography YouTubers are talking about, we talk about on this channel here. So subscribe to get notified whenever I post, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Peace.